But moving on to our next speaker, I'm very pleased to be able to introduce the Honourable Mark Speakman, the New South Wales Minister for the Environment. He's the member for Cronulla, and I understand he's also a Cronulla boy born and bred, but also something of a citizen of the world. After graduating in law from the University of Sydney, he went on to get a Master of Law from the University of Cambridge, and then a distinguished career as a lawyer and a barrister. In 2013, he was appointed as Parliamentary Secretary for Tertiary Education and Skills, and then subsequently Parliamentary Secretary for the Treasury. And following the 2015 state election, Mark was appointed as the Minister for Environment, Minister for Heritage, and Assistant Minister for Planning. I think the success of his government to date has been because it's so focused on solutions and been promoting a positive agenda. And we think that Mark has had a very key role in projecting that, and we have really enjoyed working with him in his portfolio. Please welcome Mark Speakman. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Could I begin by acknowledging the Canagal people and the Birregurral people, the traditional custodians of the land on which we're meeting today, and pay my respects to Aboriginal elders past and present. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be here this morning at this very important gathering of thought leaders in energy productivity from Australia and beyond. And I'm delighted particularly to be doing that representing the jurisdiction in Australia that has the most advanced energy efficiency program in the country, and with a keen eye on the opportunities ahead. Following international agreements that were ratified at the recent Paris Climate Conference and the development of Australia's first National Energy Productivity Plan last year, this gathering is a timely opportunity to explore pioneering methods that will improve the benefits we derive from every unit of energy. Here in New South Wales, we want to ensure that this state is a leader in its contribution to Australia's goal of 40% energy productivity improvement by 2030, as prescribed under the National Plan. Now, these benefits have traditionally been measured at the business or household level, but we also have to be able to assess these benefits to the broader community to inform how new methods of energy generation and use will increase our resilience to changes in our climate and our economy. It's more than just headline bill savings, it's key microeconomic reform. It frees up money from costly infrastructure, dead costs to balance sheets, for more productive use in the economy, like investing in ideas, products and services. But it's also more than microeconomic reform. It's the cheapest and easiest way to tackle our carbon liability. According to the International Energy Agency, it's the most important in terms of quantum, and it's the least cost way by which we'll make our nation's Paris targets. So meeting the dual challenges of climate change and population growth presents risks and opportunities for governments. To meet these challenges, the New South Wales Government is working to create an economy built on development and growth that's sympathetic to the natural systems that support our lifestyles and that bring benefits to the whole community. In other words, an economy built on sustainable development. And a key strategy in doing that is improving energy productivity with three essential ingredients. The first is to use energy more efficiently. The second is to increase our uptake of renewable energy sources. And the third is enabling new relationships, innovations and collaborations to emerge. 2015, of course, saw the development of the nation's first National Energy Productivity Plan, the main goal of which was to increase national energy productivity by 40% over 15 years. And we see ourselves as on the front foot in implementing major initiatives on energy productivity. The New South Wales Energy Efficiency Action Plan consists of 30 actions that focus on strengthening the energy efficiency market and helping New South Wales households, businesses and government to use energy more efficiently. Last year we announced a new home energy action program to assist low-income households reduce their energy bills, and a program to assist businesses to reduce their gas bills. The cornerstone of our action plan is, of course, the New South Wales Energy Savings Scheme. It's a market-based mechanism creating financial incentives for energy efficiency projects in households and businesses, offering incentives for commercial lighting upgrades, for efficient home appliances and larger scale energy efficiency improvements in homes, businesses and industry across the state. We've recently initiated enhancements, increasing the target from 5% to 7% this year and 8.5% in 2019, that's the percentage of electricity sales, expanding it to gas and including a regional network factor to reward regional customers. We project that the scheme will deliver savings on energy bills totalling around $12 billion from 2015 to 2040 and will drive a reduction in carbon emissions of around 1.9 billion tonnes by 2020. The Energy Efficiency Action Plan aims to save annually 16,000 gigawatt hours of energy by 2020. We're not quite there yet. We're at around 13,000 gigawatt hours, give or take. Our energy efficiency target overlays a structural change in demand after the mining boom. So that means that to meet the target, we've now had to look at bigger and more difficult choices. So the key issues like split incentives, information barriers, disclosure, standards, obligations and mandates, and barriers to efficiency being business as usual. So some of these measures will roll out beyond 2020, where we seek to set ourselves up as the best positioned state for energy productivity and further break the nexus between economic growth and emissions growth. But as I say, we're going to have to look at bigger and harder choices. So can I provide one example which just shows how deep some of these issues are? During the controversial Pink Bats program, where poorly managed incentives led to a partially dangerous rollout of roof insulation, almost zero, close to zero rental properties participated despite the offering of extreme incentives. So that, it demonstrates just how deep that problem of split incentives runs in rental property. But there's more to dealing with that than avoiding dangerous climate change. It's also about our quality of life. And Green Star buildings and thermally comfortable homes provide better quality of life, better amenity and better productivity. The New South Wales Office of Environment and Heritage has a key focus on helping the business community to understand energy efficiency and to take action to increase their capacity to operate in more energy efficient ways. Last year, over 500 business decision makers were trained in energy efficiency and how to develop strong energy cases. Participants were provided with follow-up technical support to turn their projects into action. One example is Jones Lang LaSalle, who will be upgrading the lighting in a CBD car park they own, saving 600 megawatt hours of energy each year and improving lighting quality. But governments, of course, need to lead by example, and that's why here in New South Wales we have our own government resources efficiency policy to ensure that taxpayer funds are used efficiently and that we lead by example. This policy requires New South Wales government agencies to undertake energy efficiency projects at sites that represent around 90% of their billed energy use by the end of 2023-24. And it uses government purchasing power to drive down costs, making resource-efficient products and services more accessible to the rest of New South Wales. We're setting clear targets and we're willing to be held to account for our efforts. So I want all my ministerial colleagues in other portfolios to have plans and strategies in place that will see New South Wales lead Australia, it's my wife, in the energy efficiency space. We also recognise which now left me a message. We've also recognised high achievers in the non-government sector. Since 2014, the New South Wales Office of Environment and Heritage has held the New South Wales Energy Productivity in Action event. Last year, it was in partnership with the Energy Efficiency Council, the Australian Alliance to Save Energy and the New South Wales Business Chamber, and 10 businesses were recognised for their contribution to energy efficiency from a broad range of sectors, including healthcare, food and wine, and education. The second half of the story, renewable energy. We've also got a renewable energy action plan, which seeks to position New South Wales to increase its energy from renewable sources at the least cost to the customer and with maximum benefits to the state. One example of how we're faring are the Broken Hill and Nyngan solar plants, officially opened last month. AGL, the project leader, partnered with ARENA and with the New South Wales Government to develop these large-scale solar plants. Nyngan is the largest one in the Southern Hemisphere, and Broken Hill is the third largest one in Australia. So together with Moree, we've got the three largest solar plants in Australia, reinforcing our position as Australia's leader for large-scale solar installation. So what are important ingredients to success going forward? They include enabling new relationships and collaborations to emerge. As energy productivity advocates and experts, all of us need to engage communities on the multiple benefits of using energy wisely. People tend to focus on the better known direct benefits like bill savings to households, businesses and government, and reducing the need for costly electricity supply infrastructure. So when we think about benefits, let's bear in mind the International Energy publication capturing the multiple benefits of energy efficiency, published in 2014. That report recognised that investment in energy efficiency can provide many other benefits to multiple stakeholders of the kind that Stephen has touched on in his presentation. There can be benefits to the public purse in the case of improved health and well-being and reduced public health costs, or private benefits like community connectedness or improved comfort in your own home. This report has inspired the staff of the New South Wales Office of Environment and Heritage to explore the multiple benefits of a suite of our energy efficiency actions targeting households and communities. And that office is working on a project to develop a set of high-level indicators to monitor and communicate transformative changes from a multiple benefits perspective. This project is at the cutting edge of international research and will be presented at the International Energy Policy and Program Evaluation Conference in Amsterdam this year. After we meet our ambitious energy savings target for 2020, resource productivity is the next logical framing for our action on energy efficiency. Now, New South Wales Government doesn't have all the answers. We don't have all the powers either. But we want to know how we can improve productivity in stationary energy, in transport energy, in industrial processes, in lighting and in appliances. So please, all of you, contact the Office of Environment and Heritage or my ministerial office and give us your ideas on energy efficiency policy work to help us meet our ambitious target. And provide your feedback on what you think a state-based productivity plan should look like, energy productivity plan should look like, so that here in New South Wales we're ahead of the game, and we're certainly happy to plagiarise and pilfer whatever is the best in the rest of the world. So congratulations to the organisers for this event. I particularly thank Jonathan Justin, and I wish you all a very productive day. Thank you.